In this video, I will be talking about water of crystallization. Under the topic acids, bases, salts, one type of salt that we look at is referred to as the hydrated salts. Now, what are hydrated salts? Hydrated salts are salts which contain water molecules. Right, the water molecules are part of the crystalline structure, and these water molecules are what are referred to as water of crystallization. So you may hear the terms hydrated salt or water of crystallization salts. So what you need to know is a definition for either water of crystallization or hydrated salt. You also need to be aware of some of the examples of hydrated salts, which include hydrated magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, sodium carbonate, or magnesium. I think I said magnesium sulfate, yeah? Right, so we have a few examples, and I'm going to put my list to the right of the screen. To the right of the screen, you can see a list of some hydrated salts, inclusive of the hydrated magnesium sulfate, sodium carbonate, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, and cobalt chloride. You're going to notice that a dot separates the formula of the ionic compound and the number of water molecules found in or found attached to one formula unit of the ionic crystal or ionic compound. These formulas represent the formula for the hydrated salt. You should be familiar with the formula, and there's one in particular that we refer to in the syllabus, and this compound is hydrated copper 2 sulfate. On the screen, you're going to see what hydrated copper 2 sulfate looks like. It's lovely blue crystals. And we also see on the screen an equation which shows the heating of these hydrated crystals. On heating, as expected, the water molecules would evaporate and leave the crystalline structure. When these water molecules leave, the salt that is formed is called an anhydrous salt, right, versus the salt which contains the water of crystallization, which is called the hydrated salt. Now this anhydrous salt, its formula would be CuSO4, and we also see the water written in the equation to the right. You should familiarize yourself with this equation, which shows the heating of the hydrated copper 2 sulfate, which is blue in color, to form the anhydrous copper 2 sulfate, which is white in color. Right, so to summarize, for water of crystallization, you should know a definition of a hydrated salt, know a few examples of hydrated salts, be able to rewrite a word and a chemical equation which shows the heating of a hydrated salt to form an anhydrous salt, and in particular for copper sulfate, know the color changes, which is from blue, which is a hydrated salt, to white, which is the anhydrous salt.